Magic says it's ready. Whether we're ready or not, we shall find out. I wanted to create an anti-werewolf deck, and maybe I'm searching wrong, but I can't really find much. There's a cleave spell in blue and silver bolt, and that's pretty much it. So I did what I could just to throw a deck together. We'll see how it performs here. There's the other one, Lunar Rejection. If it's a wolf, it becomes a really cheap card to use. Here, we'll give them something they can sacrifice their Citizen's Crowbar to. Enchantments, something white can't do much with. But I do have that spell from blue. So, we will pass, I guess. Let's take out the cavalry. Unless you got a way to protect it already. He's gonna protect it. Wow. When's the last time you saw somebody using the shield counter besides me? Alright. Let's see. I need to get rid of... Oh, not that one. I need to use End the Festivities. Get a lot of one-mana people. And then we'll try and get rid of that again. There's a little bit better luck that time. Alright, we can't kick that, can we? Okay, so we can get rid of the token. And there we can get to where we can kick that finally. And that means we should be able to take out the Sarah Paragon. But they are multiplying like bunnies over on the other side. We were prepared for werewolves, not all of this stuff. Ouch. That hurts. Alright, we'll kick this, get rid of you. All they give us was another land. And we're dead. Swarmed by mono white. We don't have many creatures in this deck. I'm not sure what to call it. If we had been facing werewolves, we would have had two of those cheap spells right away. We could have used them and drawn a card, and they would have replaced themselves. So, the question is, will Arena at any time, depending on how many losses we've had in a row, will it ever put us up against a werewolf deck? Because werewolf decks are still popular. They've got a pre-made deck. It's used every day online. Will we ever see it? Here's a benefit if you have a wolf, so if I go up against the werewolves and take control of one, I can scry 2 when I do it. But other than that, it's mostly a reactive deck. There's Reservoir Kraken. He's kind of cool. What is this? Eye of Malachor is a Phyrexian card. 4/4 artifact creature. Gross. Okay, let's go with blue, and that way I can counter a spell. And what are we hoping? You only use blue artifacts? This seems unlikely. And they do nothing. Interesting. Let's just throw a silver bolt down there. He's got something to destroy artifacts, but he didn't control it, so he doesn't get any goblins. Damp creature. Don't need to worry about that. Oh, but it's an artifact creature, so we get to do this. Take that. Haha. And you pretty much tapped yourself out, so you can put something down. He tapped it. It is a Chrome Prowler. It likes to tap things. Okay, I've got Ward 2. Do you have anything that can get rid of that for just 2 mana? I bet you don't. And you can't block my little fishies. So you have to get rid of them another way. Keeps looking. Maybe you have a Fading Hope? Fading Hope doesn't help you all that much. Can you stop my bolt from coming down? Can you stop my bolt from killing your Prowler? I'm not feeling the speed from my opponent, whose name is Fresh Rocket. He seems kind of slow to me. He didn't tap the Kraken when he could have. Is that just a mistake or an oversight? Any opponent can tap it. He's got a Fires of Victory. Yeah, Fires of Victory doesn't work that way. It's based on the cards in your hand. You would have needed 6 cards, even if you'd spent all 5 mana to tap it. So, Fresh Rocket is fresh out of things to do. We won! With a deck that I threw together in 2 minutes. Ooh, my second Serum Core Chimera. I'm going to pause on that and read that if you haven't seen too many of the Phyrexian cards just yet. Okay, let's go in. I haven't settled on a name for this yet. I guess I'll have to figure something out by the time I go to post it. We are red and blue tonight, and you're at Tpull's Corner. And my name is Travis. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button. And whether you're new or old, hit the like button, please. I got to remind people that once a video. Okay, there's Ottawa for the land, and a couple of Field of Runes, and the rest is just the dual lands. And we kept the normal number of lands, 24. There's only 4 creatures in the deck, and 32 non-creatures. So for our creatures, we've got Reservoir Kraken, which you just saw, Ward 2 and Trample. We've got a Sludge Monster that can put slime counters on our opponent's creatures. And let's see, where are the other 2 creatures at? Where are they hiding? I've got one Voldaran Stinger over here in the 1-drops. Has first strike as long as it's attacking. And then Capricious Hellraiser, which is a mythic rare from Phyrexia. So if you haven't seen this yet, 6 mana, 4/4 Flying Dragon. But if you have 9 or more cards in your graveyard, this costs 3 less to cast. So you can get a 4/4 flyer for 3 red. Also, when it enters the battlefield, you exile 3 cards at random from your graveyard. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from among them and copy it, and you can cast the copy without paying its mana cost. Now, the only problem with this card in this deck is cleave spells. There's Wash Away, there's the 4 Lunar Rejections. You cannot cast this for the cleave cost. So, if I'm facing a wolf deck and I put out the Capricious Hellraiser, I can pay for just 2 mana and it'll throw a wolf or a werewolf back to its owner's hand. If there's no wolf or werewolf on the field, and this was my only choice that it gave me for a spell, it's going to be exiled and I'm not going to be able to use it because I can't pay for the cleave cost. I can only pay for the cost that's in the upper right. So keep that in mind. This is not the ideal place for this card. The ideal place for this card is probably in a red-black deck with the Black Hideaway card where you can mill your cards and just put 10 cards in your graveyard in 2 turns and then have fun with this. But, you know, It's a new card, and I'm having fun playing with it, and I've already gotten to use it, which is how I figured out real quick. Oh yeah, Cleave doesn't work, because that was my only option. What else we got for the 1-drops? 1 Timely Interference to give a creature -1 if we kick it. We'll get to draw a card. 1 Wash Away. 1 Weakstone Subjugation from Brothers War to prevent something from untapping. In the Festivities to take out 1-drops. A couple of Flame Blessed Bolts to exile them as well. 1 Strangle. The Stinger. 4 Silver Bolts to take out werewolves, if we ever come across any. 1 Torch Breath. 2 less to cast if it costs 2 less to cast if it targets a blue permanent, and it can't be countered. 1 Defabricate to take out artifacts and enchantments before they become a problem. The 4 mentioned Lunar Rejections. 4 Fires of Victory, which when we kick it we can draw a card. 1 Obliterating Bolt, which exiles a creature as well. 2 Silver Scrutinies for draw. 4 Pack Betrayals, so we can take their stuff. The Reservoir Kraken we covered. The Sledge Monster we covered. Teferi, Temporal Pilgrim. I only have 1. I feel like I include him in every card deck that I make that has blue in it, which is not a problem. I'm not overstacking the deck with 4 of them all the time, right? Just 1. One in every blue deck is enough, right? That's not too bad. 1 to Burn the Accursed. 1 Burn Down the House. 1 Temporal Firestorm. And the Capricious Hellraiser. That's the deck. I have no imagination today. I'll probably just call this Anti-Wolf. The Anti-Wolf deck. Every now and then we hear the designers of the cards talking about balance in the game, and if you're going to put a threat in a deck, then you should build some sort of answer to it. And you know what? Only having 2 cards that can deal something against werewolves, it's not that good. I mean, in Innistrad we have cards that have protection from vampires. Is there a card that has protection from werewolf? Not in the current Modern, I don't think. And my problem is I'm getting 2 of these actually up front. 1 up front is fine, but 2 up front is kind of weird to be constantly happening. So we're not in the best of shape against a mono-red burn deck. Especially if they're going to make us miss land drops just because we won a battle, we won a match, and now they're going to land. I hate to use the term land screw, but that is what it's referred to commonly within the game. They're going to mess with our mana. Give me land. Come on. Look, he's already winning. You don't need to make it harder for me. Mono red burn, and you're going to give me land restrictions. That's what we call double unfair. Yep, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it anyway. Alright. We'll take up the flame breathing. Missed a land drop already. This is only my 3rd match. I didn't turn it on when I first made it a couple minutes back. I didn't turn on the recorder. Still no land against mono red burn. This is fair. This is normal. No land draws in the first 4 turns, folks. I'm not skimping on land. I got 24. Oh, but they get 3 of their Plague with Fire spells up front in their mono red burn. 3 Plague with Fires up front for them. That's fair. That's just great. Because you know what? You might win with 2 lands, but not if you're playing with fire all the time. I can't even activate Silver Bolt. And none of these are wolves. They gave me a 3rd land. I can kill the Crasher. Don't tell me you have an instant that can pump them up. That would be crazy cheating. I'm still alive. Still alive on turn 5. I have something else I can do against one of your creatures. Oh, it's all turning around now. All of your attempts to sabotage me have failed. Still alive on turn 5. Oh, and you can destroy the artifact. Never mind. It was nice while it lasted. Oh, here comes his dragon next. I could forestall that if I had enough mana to cast the cleave cost for that. He doesn't do anything. You didn't do anything. Well, it's tapped anyway, so I can't really do much. But I can defabricate if you have an artifact or an enchantment you want to toss my way. I can do something. That's neither. Never mind. Oh, you know what? I have torch breath. Still alive. Life is good. Let's put down the Kraken. Release the Kraken! That never gets old. I have still not seen the rebooted Clash of the Titans. I saw the original. I know this one line from the reboot movie. That's it. And now, whenever we have any Krakens at all in the game in my decks, I feel utterly compelled to issue the battle cry. I've been appropriately programmed by pop culture, even after seeing just one commercial for the whole thing. Okay, it's got Ward 2, so you somehow need to do 6 points of damage with 2 mana. Which there are spells that do that if, say, you control a giant, and we were playing about a year ago, but there's been a set rotation, so you can't do that now. And I'm getting more and more mana, which is going to be bad for you. Are you going to tap me? You going to tap the Kraken? It sounds dirty, but it's not. We're just playing Magic the Gathering. And he did not touch the Kraken. That's good. I don't like people touching my big Kraken. Not unless I want them to. 6 points of damage. How are we winning? We went that long against a mono-red burn with only 2 lands? What sad, sorry shape is mono-red in the current environment? Still does not tap the Kraken. It's like they have a death wish. I did not put much thought into this deck. We should not be having these results. This should not be this good. Wizards is messing up somehow. They're supposed to be sabotaging me by now. What is this? 3 damage. Did you do that just to get the counters? He did not pay the... You did not pay the ward cost. You didn't pay the ward cost. Are you doing this just to get the dragon? He's doing it just to get the dragon. Oh... You wasted 2 burn spells that you couldn't afford to. That cost you 4. You only have 6 mana. And you didn't know I had this spell that I'm going to use against a dragon. It was made for a wolf. Made for a wolf, but good enough for a dragon. Hey, wait, I'm not through having fun with you yet. Come back. I only hit you twice. I'm not going to have to keep this deck, am I? Anyway, as I was saying earlier, Wizards talks about how they're going to have answers to problems. And in Innistrad, we had big problems with vampires and wolves. And I feel like there's some spells that specifically help vampires. There's enough spells that sufficiently help wolves. But they only did a couple of cards against wolves. And I feel like there's more than a couple things that they did against vampires. I think that's a fair statement to make. Let's put this down so we can actually cast our In the Festivities if we need to. We don't have a 2-mana play, so we can cast Sweetwater Cliffs second. Oh, Toxic decks. Okay. Let's just get rid of you now while you're tapped out, so I don't have to worry about any return to action spells. I like Flame Blessed Bolt for this because we don't have to worry about them bringing the toxic ones back. Is this going to be a rat? Oh, this is going to be Rat Tribal? Really? Well, I don't have much I can do against you that turn. Other rats have Toxic 1. We already had Toxic 1, so it's additive. Hey, I might have needed those. What I need, I guess I'm going to have to use this. I guess I'm going to have to use this. And I guess I'm going to use this. And I'm going to give you a toxic counter. I wonder if I can do this enough, if I can somehow engineer it to kill him by his own toxicity. Another rat. I need board wipes. How much you want to bet he's got removal? Now he can just sacrifice the creature without even paying mana, right? And he didn't. I've got 3 or more. He should have been able to sacrifice that and draw a card, so is that a misplay on his part? On second one, yeah, I really do need 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 next turn. Do I go looking for an answer now? Because what I got is not enough. That's not enough either. So I need to draw it next turn, or I'm pretty much toast to the toxins. That's 8. I would need to somehow be able to take out 2 different toxic... Oh wait, these guys aren't toxic anymore. I got rid of the Rat King. I only have 1 toxin to worry about. I only have 1 toxin to worry about. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Can sacrifice it. Drew a card. Can I afford to say this? I'm getting low on health. What do you got that you're gonna do? Just bring down the belly rat. Okay. Well, 3, 4, 5. want to do that though. Can go down to 3. Okay, let's go ahead and kick this. We'll get rid of the poison. If they start sacrificing it, does it make my spell fizzle and I don't get to draw the card? Target creature gets -1 till end of turn proliferate, so he gets the extra poison counter on me anyway. There you go, he finally figured it out. Okay, so does that stop my card draw? Because I was kind of counting on that. And when it dies, proliferate as well. I need a special card to exile that puppy, right? That's why. Uh-oh.
Death is obsolete.
There's one more token, so I need to kill her next turn for sure, or I die from the poison. And I'm down to 1 life anyway if they attack with everything. So I do need the board wipe this time. That is not a board wipe, and it doesn't work against... I can do this. Oh no, I can't even do that against the Planeswalkers. Good game. Phyrexia kills me. Which, that matches my latest conspiracy theory anyway, that if you're playing with all Phyrexian cards, they're going to do well. I had got one of my card draw spells anyway, couldn't find either of my nice board wipes. In case you haven't gathered, I didn't have high hopes for this deck. But, you know, once I found all the anti-wolf cards I could glom off of this, I did try to make it as good as I could. I prefer to wait for that for later when I have more, when I can draw more than just 3. But let's see if they have any protection or not. Nope. That's not the normal green-white Selesnya. Okay, we're having fun with the tokens, are we? What do we want to do with this guy? First blood is mine. Ouch. Be gone with you! I'm waiting for them to put out a poison creature that I can do a -1 on. That's a perfect target for Fires of Victory. Kick it, get a card, do 5 damage, then put down the mountain. And now if you put down something weak, I can take it out immediately. They put in more expensive cards like Mondrak, right, if they didn't take out a 4-drop for it. You can go away. And you can go away. And we're starting to run low on ammo. That's 6 creatures gone already. Okay, what are they going to do against the Kraken? If you tap the Kraken, I get me some tokens. Yep, that's normal for this green-white Selesnya deck. But I can use, when I get my Lunar Rejection spells, I can use those on my own Kraken. Let's just use this puppy now. Kick it! That's my Lunar Rejection. Sweet. And I get to draw a card. And I can put the Kraken down again. Back again. And I even resisted the urge to give the catchphrase to release the Kraken. Aren't you guys proud of me? A blob? Oh, man. Oh, but to put that on there, you need Ward 2. No, it just creates stuff. Okay, I guess we'll try this. Let's see what it gives me. I can't use Lunar Rejection, but I can use Fires of Victory. Oh wait, can I kick? Oh, can I kick that? 1, 2. Why is he quitting already? 1, 2. Okay, I couldn't afford to kick it, so I would have just had to. I would have killed the blob. I guess he's afraid of the Kraken plus the Hellraiser? He had a lot of extra cards in that deck. Look at that, 97 left. I wasn't even thinking people would scoop. There are some people who, they've been playing for 3-4 years on the arena, and they've got a really good sense of how the battle's going. They know what's in their deck. In this particular case, they probably couldn't figure out what was in my deck, because my deck is full of the weirdest, strangest, random stuff. Unless they glommed together the Silver Bolt and the Lunar Rejection to figure out that I was anti-werewolf. That's the only common linkage in any of these cards. And who's going to guess that I use Pax Betrayal just because when I take their werewolf, it gives me Scry 2? That's the third spell that, loosely speaking, gives you an advantage when you're up against wolves or werewolves. I don't think when we get online and we play this game that most people are going to be observant enough to spot that. And the rest is just support for the deck. So, but people who know their deck in and out and have a sense of what's going to happen, sometimes they see the writing on the wall and they bail. Either because they realize they can't win, or they realize that it's not the easy win they went into it thinking it was going to be, and they decide, you know what, even if I do win, it's going to take half an hour, and they just want to move along at that point. Sometimes we are not worth the pain. We are not worth the effort. This looks like the pre-made deck that always beats me with procedure cards, though. I have gotten a lot of lands this time up front. So did they. Alright. I guess we just clear the board right now. It doesn't leave us a lot left to do. And speak of the devil. Besieger reaches skyward right on time. Now, we do have Lunar Rejection. Let me just draw... Should I just draw 4? If there's a land, I can throw away 1 land, right? But what do I do against Hullbreak Horror, for example? Maybe if I put Sledge Monster down now? If I'm able to protect him? I would need more land. I kind of want to save this for the extra Besieger branches to throw the tokens back up. Yeah, because we got more Besiegers coming our way. And even then, how much is that going to help me? Let's see, what do we got in here? I got a Silver Scrutiny and a Temporal Firestorm. That's not the things that you want to cast. The Capricious Hellraiser. In order to cast that, I'd probably want to... Could I kick that? Yeah, so if I could afford the kicker, I would need to have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana by then. Alright, let's put this down and see if it's going to stay. That's all we'll do. Okay, if I bounce that up, it's just going to give him the Besieger Enchantment Saga again and let him draw more lands out from his deck. There's 6, 7... I don't have artifacts or enchantments, so gain 4 life. Okay. Got lots of mana and lots of spells. And that's now too many for Fires of Victory to take out. So... 1, 2, 3. Target you. 11 points of damage. What else can we do? Perfect. Now, what do I do about the next one? Did you get enough extra stuff? You've got a whole nother army now. You can stop any day now. And he's got 3 more lands in the graveyard already. Wow. Just attack me with your 2/2. You know what? That's fine. I'm going to get rid of that guy. I'm going to get rid of the Trampler. I'm going to bring down the Silver Bolts. And if I attack, and I make you a 2/2, you're not going to block me. Keep Soaring City in case I do need to bounce something. How's that? But if he has another enchantment spell, I'm all tapped out. Look at that, an enchantment spell. And it's got Ward 2. So if I'd have to spend all my mana just to bounce. There's another enchantment spell, which I did not want. I did not want him to have that available. I don't have enough mana for all this. 9 points of damage right there. And that's not enough. It's not enough, is it? But, oh, and I don't even have enough in my graveyard for him. So what do I do? If he went ahead and attacked me, though... So if I go ahead and attack... Yes. Resolve. Pay. He's gonna let me do the damage. Two, 4, 6, 8. Pick up the flyer. With the enchantment, that's still 9 points of damage in the next hit. And Titan of Industry. Piece of cake. I have to attack with the sludge monster each time. And he gives him a shield token. I have to attack with the sludge monster. Return you, go away. Attack. Make you a 2/2. You can actually block and save 5. No, you just take 5 points of damage. I can return 1. I can do a Kraken. I can do this. What will that give me? That will give me a Temporal Firestorm. Ah! He still had the shield counter. He never blocked. I forgot. I was not going to win that. I feel good for us getting as far as I got on that. That was fun. Oh, if I just managed to do like 1 point of damage and get rid of his shield counter. Why did he have to be smart enough to put the shield counter on his 7/7? Alright, let's go ahead and show you the deck one more time. Sometimes we're just putting together some jank and seeing what happens. It's good when it defies expectations. Alright, so what were the standout stars? I mean, the sludge monster really put in a nice showing there just by himself, didn't he? The poor guy. It would have been nice if I could have got the Kraken out at some point. I really felt like I stalled out on getting land when I needed land. I liked having Silver Scrutiny in the deck. That worked out good. Temporal Firestorm was still a pretty cool thing. If I'd had more mana, I could have phased it out and saved it, maybe? Because if I... Oh, that's a good thing to test on Sparky. If you have the sludge monster out and you have slime counters on all of them, if you phase it out with something like a Temporal Firestorm, does... If he's phased out to another dimension, do they revert because he's not present? Or does the slime counters, do they keep everything on him the way they are and keep the effect? I do not know. I will have to experiment. Alright. Maybe the Pack's Betrayals didn't work quite so well, but, you know, I did get a pretty good hit in there with the one time. I really like Capricious Hellraiser. If you can get more cards in your graveyard faster and you don't have a problem getting the triple red out quickly, that could be an early game changer. So I wonder what it would be like if you had a deck built around the Hellraiser and had 4 copies in your deck. That is something fun. So this is why I can't be too mad, even though every expansion they come out, it seems the cards are overpowered. And it's no different with Phyrexia, because you're not getting, when you put a 1/1 creature down, we're used to, you know, 1/1 first strike, right? Something like that. But if you got like a 1/1 and he has Toxic, and when you kill him it just replaces it with another token that's a 1/1 with Toxic, that's a little bit extra. You know, this expansion, by giving them the toxicity, the poison mechanic, by giving so many cards the poison mechanic and making so many synergies, they've really changed the game environment. But I can't be too mad at them, because they give us cards like this that are kind of interesting, that make your brain turn and say, how would I use this? What's the best support frame to put around this to maximize his special ability? And that's the kind of thing that makes me put my thinking cap on, exercise the imagination, and have a lot of fun. So, we never even had Teferi in their hand like once. We never really had a chance to use him. But otherwise, I'm kind of happy with the deck. Not too shabby. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like about it. Let me know what you don't like about it. Let me know what you might change up. Let me know if I missed any anti-werewolf cards. And as always, like and subscribe. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.